musician has performed at several Northern Ontario music festivals last summer and has a new EP out this week through his indie label, Yumma Yumma Sound. This is Collect.
What's Illa? My last name is Pillar, P-I-L-L-A-H, and I wanted to create a body of work that could be identified with just one name that can relate to me and also relate to some of my ethos, the things I stand for. So at the time I was 16, turning 17, we decided to go with the name Illa as a play on the word, on the word Illa, like you're sicker than the competition, and we wanted to use that as a title for the collection of projects that we're going to be putting out, and that's where it started from. So Illa is a concept, it's a collection of musical projects that I started when I was 17 years old. Okay, so we put out the first Illa September 20th or 28th, 2014. It was Illa XY that we put out at the first instance, and by January we put out the Z part, and this we did independently that year. We got the chance to actually tour most of the Ontario universities at the time with this music, something I'm very grateful for. And yeah, that was the beginning of Illa. In 2021, we put out Illa V. Illa V was Illa V is a more like harder rapper, more hardcore of a project compared to any of the other ones I've put out. But one thing I can tell you about the Illa projects is every project, every EP itself has a theme. And from the first one we put out X and Y. X was more of a rap, was more of a rap theme, and Y was more of a singing theme, like an R&B type theme. And then by the time we got to Z, we wanted to create, like a fusion, a style that would be more identifiable to me as an African person. We call that style now, and it's a generalized term, what we call Afrobeat. But at the time, it wasn't as popular, and we were still trying to lay down the foundation somehow, somewhere here in Canada. Yeah, so I'm going to start answering some of these questions. So for every song is different, for every project is different. Some songs start with a melody already determined. Some songs start with, just a vibe, a feeling. And some songs literally come almost complete. But one thing I've been doing literally of late is maybe for the last 7 years or so, I don't really write except I have something serious in my mind, and in that instance I kind of write the song while in the studio on the mic. Since I produce most of my songs, I do start with making the beat. And as I make the beat, some ideas always do come. That's kind of how I know if that beat is for me or not really for me. Some ideas do come, and we take that beat and then we kind of keep processing it. Sometimes it comes with an idea of with a full hook or a full verse. It ranges, it has different forms. But one thing I can tell you is most of the time it starts with me making the beat and we build from there. And every single song on Illa, from Illa XYZ up until now, everything has been produced, mixed, mastered by me. And you can see the growth from the first one up until now. Yeah. So this EP, Illa U, now available everywhere, it's more of a love letter. It's a love letter from a bad boy's perspective. I try to, I'm not the average type of person in a sense of, when you tell somebody you're making a more R&B lover boy type project, they're expecting some, oh baby I miss you, baby I love you, baby come back to me type stuff. but we wanted to uphold, uphold the woman, your significant other, at the highest way possible, still being original to me as a person, and some of the things I did, wanted to make an R&B project, a lover boy project with some swag to it, something that it reduces some of the shyness that comes with showing pure affection to your significant other. You could use a song like Odoyewu, for example. Odoyewu is a high life type song, and Odoyewu means in Chui, it's a Ghanaian language, it means I love you. Literally, the hook goes like, don't take me for a fool, Odoyewu. So it's like, don't take me for a fool because I love you. It's a different approach to writing love songs, and I felt to be a good way to theme this project. Yes. Ooh. Being an independent artist is something that's very tough when it comes to putting out music, because sometimes you get a very nice reception, and sometimes you're literally playing for an empty sort of crowd in a way. But so far so good with this project. The reaction hasn't been too bad. It could be better, definitely, but we appreciate everyone who has taken the chance to listen to the project. And so far the comments I've been getting from everyone who has gotten the chance to listen to it has been really positive. It's a very different type of project compared to the last one, but for those who are real Pa.II fans, they know this part of me is something that has always been. It's just we did other things, and now we're coming back to some of these styles. Yes. During the period where I started working on Pa.II, I actually broke my leg. I went to play soccer one time and I literally snapped my fibula. So it was a long time of me being out of work, being down, being heavily in my head. So Pa.II was sort of a type of project that took me away from that down place, that sad place, and it it was a nice experience. I definitely could say that some of these songs on Pa.II were songs I wrote maybe 5 years ago. Some days it differs, that young Pablo, that young PA was so driven that he kind of didn't care about a lot of things that actually do matter. So that's where I probably should start. That's how I feel right now, and I'll tell PA to focus on some of the things that I didn't really take that serious. Focus on those things because they're actually very serious. What else will I tell that guy? Keep going, keep going. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better at some point. It does take a lot of time, but yeah. What will I tell my younger self? That guy was going through a lot. I was going through a lot, but one thing I will tell him is it gets better. We are still doing some of the ideas, we are still living by some of the ideas that young boy created. But one thing I'll tell him is it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. Yeah. And still Illa forever, man. I could talk about, let's say, collect. So, if you don't know, we run a company, a group of companies actually, and Yama Yama Sound has a department under it that we actually do make samples and sound bites, ideas for other producers or artists. And Collect was one of those songs. On Collect, we played most of the instruments 100% live, and we were putting some of the background vocals. And when I heard some of these background vocals that we put a female background vocal on it. And when I heard that vocal, I was like, nah, there's no way. I'm gonna have to give this song up. Like, I really wanted to use the song, keep it for myself, because it felt more like a PA song than anything else. So that's one interesting story in the production side of things of the project. And what else is an interesting story? Yeah, shooting the the album cover. It was very hard to find purple clothes, to follow the theme here in the city we live in. So we kind of had to DIY some of these clothes. They actually turned out well, and that's the ethos we used to actually go forward with creating the collection for this year's merch around this project. Most of it was 100%, or to a certain degree, I would say 50% done in-house, and we did outsource some of the things that we can't do. On this project, it's just one feature, and it's Kennedy OG. Kennedy OG is an artist I've been working with for a while, and he came up here. He came up here to the studio to work on some of his stuff from his project, and I had this song that I knew that his vibe would work quite well with, and I presented it to him, and he too he didn't write, he didn't think too much about it. He jumped on the mic and went straight to the whole "see your big bum bum," and it went straight. It was a vibe. There was a girl actually in the studio at that day, and she was head nodding properly. We knew we had something special. I really like the song Ikebe. He's the only feature on the project, and who would I want to feature? A lot of the artists I like personally, are not the most famous people. Some of my favorite artists are not the most famous artists, but I really like their stuff. I could give you a clear example of Ryan Leslie. He's not the most famous person, but he makes really good music, and I've been following his work since I was a kid. He inspired me even also as a producer. That's why I kind of insist on wanting to play most of the instruments by hand. And we'll talk about another person like the Sampha. Sampha is an artist that, if you don't know Sampha, listen to Sampha. It's incredible. He writes the songs. The songs are very, very heartfelt. The melodies are deeper than the average. And who else would I think? Drake, because we're in Canada, man. Drake has been a big influence for me since I was a kid, and up until now. If we could get a Drake feature, boy, that would be everything for sure. Because someone whose style of music really inspires some of the things I do today. Drake is one. Popcan, Wizkid. Some of these guys I really like big time, and to be nice to have a feature. But if I have to name just 3 names, these are the names. I would say Chronix out of Jamaica, Chronix, Drake out of Canada, and Ryan Leslie. Just cause that's more of a wish list that I want to take out of my wish list. Yeah.